the spider's body is divided into two parts. This is called the prosoma and this is called the opistosoma. It has blue blood because in hemoglobin what we have iron, but in hemocyanin we have copper. In case of a cockroach, if you cut off the head or if you destroy the cerebral ganglions, these remaining three will ensure that the cockroach performs all the other bodily functions except feeding. Hello students, welcome back to btosacademy. Today we will complete our remaining topics on the classification of living beings. We have started classifying the animal kingdom. Today we will look into the other vertebrate phylums and the invertebrate phylums as well. So let us start. So today's lesson we will start by the phylum Arthropoda. Just one second. Arthropoda. Arthropoda is the largest animal phylum. It is the largest phylum. Phylum Arthropoda is a very ancient phylum and members under this group of animals were the first animals who had conquered land. They first appeared in the Carboniferous period, that is around uh, about 122 million years ago, even before that, roughly. So they are long before dinosaurs. Okay. Now, the phylum Arthropoda has a very interesting evolutionary history. Annelids, like earthworms, have evolved into arthropods. But there is a missing link. What is the missing link? There is a new phylum called phylum Onychophorans or phylum Onychophora. This includes only one member species called the velvet worm. These contain the, the annular rings of annelids and the jointed appendages of arthropods. And from this onychophorans, arthropods have developed. So this is the evolutionary history of phylum Arthropoda. Now, what are the characteristics of phylum Arthropoda? The first characteristic is they have jointed appendages. Their appendages have numerous movable joints and they are all joined to each other to the cephalothorax. They are joined to the cephalothorax or the thorax. Their body is divided into at least two parts and mainly in three parts. If you look at a spider and any other insect, let us look at a spider. A spider's body roughly, these are the eyes, the appendages, the spider's body is divided into two parts. This is called the prosoma and this is called the opistosoma. This prosoma is called as the cephalothorax. Cephalos meaning head and thorax means chest. As you can see in the spider, the head and the chest or the head and the thorax are fused. There is no demarcation. So this is known as the cephalothorax. And this opistosoma is also known as the abdomen. Okay, whereas in an insect, you will find three body layers. The head, the thorax, and the abdomen. The thorax contains the appendages. They can be terrestrial, aquatic. They may have wings. However, their wings are not like the wings of the birds. Like a mosquito's wings does not have any flight muscles in them. It is just a membranous structure. And some may not have wings. All of the arthropods have a tough covering called cuticle. I'll just erase all these. All the arthropods have a tough cuticle or exoskeleton which is made up of a protein called chitin. Made up of a protein called chitin. Now, they are triploblastic bilaterally symmetrical and they are coelomate. They have a true coelom. However, their coelom is filled up with blood. Hence, their coelom is called hemocoel. Blood-filled true coelom is called hemocoel. However, they do not have RBC. They do not have RBC. So it is not red in color like us. Their respiratory pigment is hemocyanin. They have generally there is an arthropod called the limulus or king crab. It is known as a living fossil. Okay, it has remained unchanged for millions of years. It has blue blood because in hemoglobin what we have iron, but in hemocyanin we have copper. Okay, so this imparts the blue color to the blood. Only this is only in crustaceans like the marine or the freshwater arthropods. Okay, not all, in limulus only. Okay, this is known as the king crab. You can find these animals in any coastal region. Okay, even in the Indian coastal regions, you will find them in enough quantities. Okay, they have separate sexes. They are dioecious and they have internal fertilization. Obviously, they reproduce by sexual means and they produce eggs. Okay, they have a varied life cycle. Now, what kind of life cycle do they have? From the eggs, there is a larva or a nymph. Difference between larva and nymph: larva does not represent the adults, does not represent the adults. However, the nymphs are miniature versions of their adults. Both of them, however, are reproductively not mature, and from then they go to the adult form. Okay, adult form, and this entire process is known as metamorphosis. Like in case of butterfly, we know the egg, then the caterpillar. This is the larva. Okay, this is the larva. Then we have a pupa, and then we have the butterfly. In cockroach, we do not have this pupa part. In cockroach, we have the egg, the nymph, and the adults. Adult cockroach. In arthropods, in place of a brain, they have they have a bilobe cerebral ganglion followed by a prothoracic ganglion followed by a mesothoracic ganglion followed by a metathoracic ganglion. These are the vital nerve centers. In case of a cockroach, if you cut off the head or if you destroy the cerebral ganglions, these remaining three will ensure that the cockroach performs all the other bodily functions except feeding. They will do locomotion, excretion, reproduction, everything without a head, and then can survive without a head for 15 days, even if you cut off the head. Because the cerebral ganglion is not the only vital nerve center. In humans, the brain is the only vital nerve center along with the spinal cord. So, any damage to the brain or the spinal cord will mean the end of that person. However, in a cockroach, to cut off this pro, meso, and meta will look after all the other body functions except feedings, because without a head, how can you feed? And it will survive for 15 days because it will die due to lack of food only, nothing else. So, this is the vital nerve center. They have organ level, organ system level, pardon me, organ system level of organization, and their excretory organ is the malphizian tubules. This is the excretory gland. Okay. In prawns or in crabs, you will find this malphizian tubules as a blackish or greenish thread-like structure. It is also known as the green gland, which is removed because if you eat it, food poisoning may occur. The malphizian tubules. Now, phylum Arthropoda has various classes which we need to discuss. Let's look into them. The various classes. First one is crustacea, prawns, crabs, etc. Okay. Next is Chilopoda, the centipedes. They are venomous and very dangerous. Next is the Diplopoda. The millipedes. I will give you an example of a centipede, that is the Scolopendra. Okay. The millipedes. Julus. Insecta. All insects. And Arthropoda. Spiders and scorpions. So spiders and scorpions are not insects. Same centipedes and millipedes are also not insects. Okay. Insects like butterflies, moths, ants, bees, wasps, hornets, mosquitoes, flies, they are all insects. But centipede, millipede, spiders, scorpions are not insects, contrary to popular beliefs. Now, they have tinnitia or gills for respiration. Centipede, millipede and insects, they have trachea for respiration. What is trachea? This is the body, and in the ventral surface they have tiny holes. These are the trachea. They are inlet units of air and also the exit points of air from the body. Spiders and scorpions, they have hook lungs. Some crustaceans like limulus, they have hook gills. What are hook lungs and hook gills? From the thorax, there is a structure like this, just like the pages of an open book. Okay, this is the hook lung. Hook gills also look the same way. They are located externally, connected to the thorax. They are located externally to the body. Okay. So This is all we need to know about arthropods. Now, arthropods are really very important for us, especially the insects. Bees, wasps, they are all pollinators. Without them, agriculture, horticulture will not be possible. Crustaceans provide valuable food for us and are economically important. Spiders, scorpions, centipedes, millipedes have various poisonous and venomous substances in their body which are very important for research and for developing medicines. So, this phylum is really very important for us.